students, when to use CH or TCH might seem a bit tricky, but there's actually generally a pretty simple rule that we can follow. Let's take a look together. Welcome to episode 17 of Phonics Rules for Teachers and How the Heck to Teach Them. I'm Martha, and today we're going to take a look at CH versus TCH at the end of a syllable and how we can teach our students which one to use and when. In English, we spell the ch sound with either CH or TCH. Sometimes we also spell this sound with a U following a T, such as in century or virtue. But this spelling is less common and something we don't need to teach until a little bit further down the line. When we hear ch at the beginning of a word or syllable, that is spelled with CH. However, when we hear ch at the end of a syllable, it can be spelled with both CH and TCH. So how do you know which one to use and when? Here's how to know when to use CH at the end of a syllable. Typically, when the ch sound is preceded by a consonant or a vowel team or an R-controlled vowel, we spell that with CH. Some examples are crunch, church, reach, and pooch. Here's how to know when to spell ch with a TCH at the end of a syllable. Typically, when the ch sound is preceded by a single short vowel letter, we spell it with a TCH at the end of a syllable. Some examples are pitch, fetch, kitchen, itch, snatch, ditch. However, there are some exceptions where we spell the ch sound after a single short vowel with CH. Some examples are such, much, rich, and which. But let's take a look at some numbers. There are 382 words in the English language where ch is spelled with a CH as expected. At the beginning of a syllable, at the end of a syllable, preceded by anything besides a single short vowel. 63 words in English have TCH spelling ch at the end of a syllable as expected as well. There are 9 words in the English language that spell ch with a CH after a single short vowel at the end of a syllable. Those words are which, much, such, rich, attach, detach, bachelor, duchess, and lecherous. Here's the great thing about teaching students these rules that generally govern the English language. When they do come across exceptions, they have a handful of words to spend a little bit more time learning. They don't need to memorize hundreds and hundreds of words. They can learn the rules and understand that this is usually or typically how the spelling pattern works in the English language. Then they can spend a little extra time on those words that don't fit the typical rule. This is where understanding morphology, or where words come from, and having a strong background knowledge can make a big difference as well. But that's a conversation for another day. So now that you understand when to use CH and TH at the end of a syllable, let's take a look at how you can introduce this to your students. I like to use the each, itch prompt. First, review the digraph CH and talk about the sound it spells. Ch. Have students think of some words with that sound. As they say words, write them up on the board. Inevitably, or maybe with some guidance from you, a word with a TCH spelling pattern will come up. When that happens, make a new column, and once you have a few TCH words, ask students if they notice anything about the words that end with CH and the words that end with TCH. Your students might notice the pattern on their own if they're used to looking closely at the spelling patterns in words. If not, you can explain it to them. Typically, the ch sound is spelled with a TCH if it's preceded by a single short vowel, and we use CH every other time if it is preceded by a consonant, a vowel team, or an R-controlled vowel. You can then share the each, itch visual to help them remember. I like to use the keywords each, itch, and I tell them, my dog Peach will scratch each itch. I highlight the EA before CH and the single I before TCH in itch. I give them some examples, and we can even scratch like we have an itch. Each itch, each itch. Just like any new spelling pattern, you can use some of those tried and true tricks to practice with your students, such as word sorts using decodable text, word mapping, hunting for these spelling patterns in books, and more. While it might seem complicated at first to teach TCH versus CH, it really comes down to understanding the vowels and the spelling patterns and then practicing it together and giving your students a chance to look at it in context. Once students know what they're looking for, they're going to be pros at reading and writing CH and TCH words. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of Phonics Rules for Teachers and How the Heck to Teach 'em. See you next time!